Stay with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly. In the Weekdays at Bernie segment tonight, two hot topics. Is the mainstream media coming down harder on President Obama? And Sarah Palin saying this.
Americans, Congress, those who are concerned about protecting our Constitution and using the one tool that Congress does have to halt what is going on, this lawlessness coming from the top. The one tool they have are articles of impeachment. Let's get going on that.
What's your response to Governor Palin?
I disagree.
What about the folks in your conference who are calling for privately talk about impeachment?
I disagree.
I think he disagrees. Joining us now from North Carolina, the purveyor of BernardGoldberg.com, Mr. Goldberg. And you say?
I say good for John Boehner and good for any other politician that rejects this crazy idea. You know, Bill, there are two groups, I think only two groups, that think impeachment is a good idea, the hard right and the hard left. The hard right because they're ideological purists, and the hard left because they know it will destroy the Republican Party and any hopes they have in November. The good news is that no serious politician is going to take this idea seriously.
Why would an impeachment move destroy the Republicans' chances in November?
Because people will say it's all politics. That's all it is. They're just going after this president, and it won't even win the support of a majority of Republicans. And the moderates will run like crazy. It is not just a terrible idea, it is beyond terrible.
All right, I think the reason why it would hurt the Republican Party would be because that would be the story. So that all of President Obama's other problems, the border, ISIS army, Putin, the economy, although the economy looks like it's getting better, that would recede, and it would all be about this impeachment.
And how do you think the electorate would take all of that?
Well, the press would mold it into a persecution of the first black president. You're persecuting the man. That's what would be. That's
what they would be. But let's just make clear that many Republicans, far more than not, are against this for good reason.
Yeah, I'd like to see a poll. Let's get a Fox News poll on that.
Oh, well, wait a second. Wait, hold on.
What?
A Fox News poll, even though you always say it's unscientific.
No. You're thinking you're getting mixed up with BillO'Reilly.com.
You're right. I'm sorry. Right. You mean a
Fox News opinion?
That's right.
I don't even. That's a scientific poll. BillO'Reilly.com is an entertainment poll. We'll do the scientific poll. All right, because I would like to see what the plurality is as well. Okay, now on the media thing, Howard Kurtz last night said that finally NBC News and others are starting to jab at President Obama. They see the wind turning, and you say?
Look, I have said more than a few times that from time to time, especially when his poll numbers are low, the press will get tough on Barack Obama. But here's what I'm saying tonight. It will not last. It never does. And it's not a tipping point. If the press has suddenly decided to behave like real journalists, why haven't they jumped on a really important big story, the IRS scandal? They haven't. Why haven't they jumped on any of the other so-called phony scandals of the Obama administration? They haven't. And if things get worse for Barack Obama, are we supposed to believe, Bill, you're not, whatever else you are, you're not naive. So are we really supposed to believe that they're going to push Barack Obama off the cliff, behave like real journalists, which would only help Republicans? That's not going to happen.
Okay, but there comes a point where it descends into burlesque. I mean, if the press still tries to prop the president up after all of these recent disasters, I mean, they become cartoons.
Well, they've been a cartoon for years. But I could think of one scenario to back up what you just said. Only one. There's been news of late that Hillary is distancing herself from Barack Obama. So let's say the so-called mainstream media, the reporters decide he's a lame duck. We've done as much as we can for him. We've slobbered over him for 6 years. That's enough. Now we will jump off of the Obama bus and onto the Hillary Clinton for president campaign bus. But they won't be doing it because they want to finally behave like real journalists. They would be doing it because they want to substitute one historic candidate that they can support for another. So look, they get tough from time to time. As I say, I've said that many times on this program. but it's not going to last. It never does. And they're not going to throw him off the cliff and help Republicans. It ain't going to happen.
All right, Bernie Goldberg, everybody.